Okay, I'm a little pressed for time, so I'm not going to actually get to spend as much time as I wanted to with this primer roundup on the poplar pieces. So let me just kind of recap a little bit what I did and where I'm at with it. Okay, I have a total of 6 samples, all on poplar. I have two that were oil, with the Benjamin Moore 217 and the Zinsser cover stain. Now, of these two, I thought they were pretty similar during the application, the leveling, the amount of primer that soaked through, filling the pores of the wood. They really just, there's photos I posted online, but they really did look identical. I would have thought they were the same product. So the only difference is really, at this point, became exposed when I sanded them. So let's take a look at what happened with that. Okay, on this 217, now these had 24 hours to dry, and I'm not really entirely convinced that they were really ready to be sanded at 24 hours. They just still had a sort of a soft, damp feel to them, although they did sand pretty nice. Let's see, I used I don't have a piece, 240 Abernet on all of these samples. I burned through a little bit. I'm going to make sure I got you in the... I burned through a little bit here, here, and here, just trying to get the brush marks out of this. So this is entirely smooth. It's a smooth surface ready for paint, but it is sort of more like a dry smooth, where the cover stain is more like a Formica smooth. And I only burned through a little bit here, trying to work some brush mark out, and just a little on the corner, which could have been a high spot on the wood. So of these two, I would think the cover stain should produce a nicer result with one coat of paint over top of it. The pores of the wood are filled on both, and I think, really they're good for paint. Okay, so let's take a look at I'm going to get this XIM Prime Start out of the way. This one didn't go well at all. The entire piece is full of these little pockets that didn't get filled with the primer. It just didn't penetrate and fill them. They're little pores. Just the whole thing is just covered in them. And it gummed up the Abernet a little bit. It wasn't bad, but I'm trying to think. I think it was around an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours that I let it dry. So this is burned through too much to really produce a first coat that would look good. Because what's likely to happen when you do this fine finish work, these pores will still show through on the first coat of finish when it dries. So I wouldn't say that XIM was really an option for bare poplar. It might be for other things. Okay, so moving on to KILZ Max. This one went on really nice. It was very nice to work with. It leveled really fast, probably the quickest of all of these. And it has a nice solid feel to it. This one does have some very faint pockets that didn't quite get full and flush. It's nothing to really worry about. I mean, if you're doing 1 prime and 2 finish, this will certainly work really good. But these little pockets are likely to be seen through your first coat. Okay, let's see, Benjamin Moore 046. This one too went on really nice. It was actually nice to apply. It has a few pockets showing through here, and here. I burned up a little bit just trying to get rid of some of the brush marks. Of all of these samples, this one had the worst brush marks, and it took some sanding to get through it, really. Probably the longest maybe of all of them, close to the XIM. It just didn't sand good at all, to do it quick, get rid of brush marks. So the surface is smooth. It's entirely ready for paint. It's got a little bit of a slight sheen to it. Okay, and then the last one was the mystery product. I'm not going to say what this is yet. So everything's all nice and finished. Then we'll look at all these samples together, and then you could probably maybe just pick the one that you think looks the best. And the nice thing about this product is it's very difficult to burn through with 240 Abernet. The other advantage is when you apply it, it levels itself off so there are no brush marks. You might not look the prettiest when it's dry of all of these because so much of it penetrates this wood, but what it does is it fills all these little pockets really nice. And the fact that it's so durable, it's very difficult to burn back to bare wood, where on 217 you could burn through this you can take this 217 clear off with 240. It's super easy in comparison to this. So, you know, that's not necessarily to your advantage. You know, that could, burning through your prime coat could cost you more in the long run. So you want it to be a nice solid finish. This here cover stain actually is probably the closest to this product in feel. They both feel like a Formica type finish, and these are the most solid of all the samples. So there's no question in my mind, especially having done this many times, that these two will look awesome when they're finished. This is the first time I used 217 and KILZ Max and 046. So I have yet to see what these products will do once they're painted. I'm not sure what I'll put on them. Probably Premium Plus. It's a good leveling product, and we'll take a look at that. And then also, what I have is I made this little jig. Basically, it's going to work like I'll set a predetermined height of probably about 6 inches, and I have I think it's a 3/8 inch aluminum pipe. It's got some nice weight to it, and this edge here is extremely sharp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow this to just pivot and fall like this onto the surface, and then we're going to see if any of these surfaces dent at all by doing that. Just check for some durability. Okay, so that's probably it for now, and when I get these finished, I'll post photos of each of them and we'll just take a look and see which one looks the best.